Oh yeah, red, just like oil. See, there's actual chunks of stuff in there. So, what's up everybody? My name is Elliott, but you could call me the Motory Notary. And remember, just because something's a liquid doesn't mean you should drink it. Anyway, today I am back here with my 2004 Malibu Classic. Now I bought this car for just $500, not running. I quickly got it running, tried flipping it to my friends unsuccessfully, had a little bit of fun with it, and then ever since then it never really ran correctly. So all of last week I tried fix after fix after fix to get it running correctly. And at the end of it, it was pretty much just doomed. So why is it back here, you might be wondering? Well, I will let longer-haired me from several days ago update you on the good news with this car. All right, back with the Malibu. I know I thought it was dead. I know you all thought it was dead too, because we replaced the spark plugs, we replaced the map sensor, replaced the ignition control module, tried everything to get this thing running, but I kind of gave up on it. But that was until somebody in the comments let me know that there was a timing chain tensioner that's hydraulically actuated that you can actually access from outside of the valve cover. You don't have to take anything off, it's just kind of by itself. Let me show you guys where it is and kind of how it is to access. So I might have to flip it upside down, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, it's obviously down in here, back here, down below this hose, this right here. So it's not super easy to get to, but it's not impossible either, and it's certainly worth trying. So let me see if I can get that thing unseized. Ah, God. Okay, it's loose. I only smashed my thumb a bit. Oh yeah, coming right out now. Well, oh, it's broken, right? That looks broken.
That looks correct, to be honest.
Crap. Well, it's out. See, it's a tensioner. It pushes on the chain with oil pressure, and it has like 5 different levels of teeth right there. It's kind of like a ballpoint pen. So as the chain wears out, it ratchets up another level on this thing. And we have it set to kind of its tightest setting because this chain is as loose as it can be. So now that it's all clean and free moving again, I'm gonna try to put it back in. We'll start it up and maybe, just maybe, this thing will run perfectly. Let's see. Okay, tensioner in, first start. Let's see. This could be it, folks. I'm really hoping so. Well, that didn't take nearly as long to start. Sounds pretty smooth back here. Okay, I can still hear it, but it's better. Okay, I've let it warm up for a few minutes now. A vast improvement has been made. It's not catching itself. You can hear it. Previously, if I were to rev it like this, it would stumble, but look. Still, you know, little metal noise over there. But, you know, it's an 04 Chevy Malibu. I'm sure they all make that sound. The important part is it's not catching itself on idle. It just idled down like normal. I mean, listen. That is a huge, huge improvement. I am super duper excited. I can't believe that that little piece is what was wrong with it. I could have saved myself, well, a whole week's worth of chasing a problem down. This thing sounds great now. We might still have a rallycross car, folks. Hey, well, thanks me from a few days ago who still needs a haircut. Now I've got a running and driving Chevy Malibu Classic, and it's all thanks to one of you commenters for pointing out that whole tensioner thing. I would have never known about that otherwise, and now I don't have to throw the car away. It actually has value now. How much value? Maybe a $1,400 stimmy check? I don't know. Jury's still out on that one. Now, this is normally where a commercial would go, but since I don't have a sponsor yet, I'm just gonna throw to a different vehicle entirely, specifically the penny slot Z4. I'm gonna take it over to Johnny at German Motor Works, where a whole bunch of different stuff needs to get done to it. And apparently 100% Jake is over there as well, so this should be a grand old time before we come back and revisit and experiment on the now running Chevy Malibu Classic. Take it away, me from the past who looks kind of tired. So here we are at Johnny's. Car is up in the air. 100% Jake is also here. We got a whole bunch of different stuff to do on this car. Oxygen sensor, alternator belt, mostly the diff bushing. That's the big one.
I'm not looking forward to it.
I know, you do not like that job. Jake and I are gonna try a few of those things while Johnny's doing other stuff. It's gonna be a fun day here at the Ninjas. So let's get to work. You can see where I didn't simple green. Clean, dusty. car's back up in the air. Johnny's still loosening all the differential stuff, but there was one screw that was giving him some trouble.
Yeah, it's in there pretty good.
The old Milwaukee, not the beer, stripped it all the way. It's seized.
Yeah.
But everything else is loosened up. We got all these.
Ready to go,
yeah, it's pretty much ready. Other than that, you can definitely see back here that they painted the calipers on the car because there's overspray here. There's a little bit over here.
Blue paint makes it faster.
Blue paint does make it faster. I mean, it goes with the silver. Jake stays branded up. He knows when he's going to be on film.
I have 5 of the same shirt and nothing else.
It's cool. He's like a cartoon character. Yeah. So. You're ready for no spatter action. I'm gonna hear it now in the comments. It's like, dude, everyone else is working on the car except for you. I promise I will do something eventually. Man, that is just black as midnight.
It really is. Oh boy.
Oh, Johnny's done asking the screw. Wait. Look, see? It was like it was never even a problem.
Nothing little torch can do, right?
Exactly. All right, Jake, you want to tackle these oxygen sensors?
Yeah, which one are we doing? Okay, so it's lefty loosey. Oh, those arms though.
It is on there. Watch this. Oh my god. Okay, look at that, guys. Easy. Those of you at home, don't be afraid to do your own work. It's done, sensed all the oxygen it's ever gonna. Now we just, I guess, put a new one on, and that's the job, right? Simple stuff. Now, look, I did a job.
Wow.
I did it.
Wow.
Thanks, Jake. Look at me, I'm doing more stuff. I'm moving this tray.
Wow, you're so strong and also smart. This is absolutely riveting.
Ah.
No, wait, sorry, those are screws.
Johnny's doing exciting work.
But we're
still showing things being unscrewed.
We're doing very important stuff up here. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so do that and then we can
And then just pull it.
pull the belt off.
Get out of here, belt. That's easy.
Yep, and now it's new belt time. Hope you memorized that belt routing.
I didn't. It just has to go on all of them. It doesn't matter the order.
Yeah, who cares what direction everything spins?
Continental, like the tires.
Ah, yes. It's basically a tire.
Known rubber manufacturer. Continental. Got the belt on. Took a little bit of Googling for the routing because one or both of us didn't pay attention to it when we took it off, but it's on. It looks good. Everything's nice and tight. And now Jake's putting on the other AC compressor belt and we're gonna be good to go. Meanwhile, Johnny's doing exciting stuff over here. Actual work. This is the big job that we're here for. This is gonna smell like a tire fire. It's out.
No,
Easy peasy, huh?
need to pull this one out too.
Oh boy. Same process?
Yes. No,
Times 2.
I don't have a small enough cup of those, so...
This is the first time anybody's ever complained about small cup size.
It's a real problem.
We're a bunch of guys standing around here being like, we just don't have a cup small enough. Dude, look at that thing though. Guys, I know this isn't smell-o-vision, but yeah, get a good one, get it. Actually, now it smells like a burnout. Before, it smelled like a fart because of all the other stuff that was in there. Johnny's still working away, but Jake and I are doing the important things over here. Jake's just keeping up on the social media. It's important, you gotta stay on top of that. Meanwhile, I'm over here putting brush to differential because you can see how much mud was on this thing. I cannot imagine what this thing went through. Apparently a lake. And this is what people get on YouTube to watch. Stuff like this. Jeez. I feel like an archaeologist. Yeah, I'm gonna sweep it. I'll go this way. Yes.
That's it? Okay, ready. Hold it right there for a sec.
All right, well now I got a lot of sweeping to do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, well, looks like all of the hard work is done. Johnny's putting the last buttoning touches on, but as you can see, the exhaust is back on, differential's back on, stiffer than ever, cleaner than ever. And now, all I have to do is lower it down, fill it up with oil, I'm on my way. All right, car's back on the ground. Thank you so much, dude. You really
Anytime.
knocked it out of the park today. You did a ton on this car. Well, it's a BMW, so I'll probably be back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
All right.
Pleasure.
Let's head back to the studio. Oh, well, that sure was a fun time at German Motor Works. Johnny really is a godsend, and it's always fun when 100% Jake is around. Now the Z4's all fixed and everything is good. So it's time to experiment with the Chevy Malibu that is now running perfectly. What's first on the list? Well, a fuel additive cleaner, and then an experimental engine cleaning method that I wasn't too comfortable with to begin with, and, well, I guess you'll see how this goes. Take it away, Elliott, with still too long of hair. Okay, so here's a little update on where I'm at with the Malibu. The timing chain tensioner fix works. The car runs and idles and drives. Problem solved, right? Well, no, I'm still gonna replace the tensioner because something caused it to fail in the first place and I really don't want it happening again. But I don't wanna do that while the engine is still all gunked and clogged up as you saw in the last Malibu video. I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to start cleaning this thing out the best I can. And the first step in that process is doing some fuel additive and cleaning out the fuel system. And then after I get back from the gas station is when we try a little more experimental thing of cleaning the car, and it involves this big jug of automatic transmission fluid. So stay tuned for that. Let me go to the gas station real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I've also realized that I've never shown myself properly getting gas in this car, but that's for another matter. I'm going to add this to the empty tank and then fill it up so it kind of sloshes around in there. And you know, hopefully this does the trick. This car's earned it, so cheers, car. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, bottoms up, car. Look at that. It was thirsty. Look, I'm going to do it properly. See? Everybody got really mad last time, but there you go. Actually filling it up correctly. So, everybody chill. All right, back from the gas station. This thing is actively cleaning out its fuel system every time I drive it now, so that's pretty cool. But what really needs to be cleaned is, well, the engine itself. If you remember when I removed the valve cover last time when I was still diagnosing this thing, it was just as gunked up as it could be. It was gross, and it definitely needs to be cleaned. So how do you clean something like that? Normally, I would just spray some simple green on it and call it good, but that's not what we can do here. So what do you do? Well, you do an oil change, but instead of replacing it with regular motor oil, you drain the oil and then fill it back up with automatic transmission fluid. So this is still a lubricant, but it's also a detergent. And what you're supposed to do is fill it up with this, let it idle for like 20 minutes or so, and then drain it all back out, and that should take away a bunch of the deposits. Now, whether this works, I don't know. Obviously, it's also a little risky because ATF does not have the same viscosity as regular oil. This is all experimentation, but if there's ever a car to do it on, it's this one. So I'm gonna drain the oil and then I'll check back in with you when it's time to fill her up with ATF. All right, oil is all drained out. Got my funnel. Now it's time to fill this motor with automatic transmission fluid. This is gonna be something. Let's hope the engine lasts. If it does, it should be pretty clean. Oh yeah, red, just like oil. We are full of ATF now. So now, I'm gonna start the car and just let it run for like 20 minutes. Just get nice and circulated and warm. It's running on pure ATF and fuel system cleaner right now, so now I just gotta wait for 20 minutes and see how it turns out. Okay, I just pulled the filter out and you can see there's actual chunks of stuff in there. So whether that was in there before and it was just doing its filter job or it loosened some crud, either way, it's a good sign. Well, maybe it's a bad sign. It's done draining now, but look at that. That was red automatic transmission fluid. So that should give us some idea of how much crap it cleaned out of there. I'm very impressed. I'm impressed for two reasons. One, the car didn't seize up, and two, looks like it cleaned some stuff out. So now, just gonna replace that tensioner again, fill it back up, and see where we're at. Okay, first start, fresh oil change, fresh tensioner, fresh filter. Let's see how this goes.
Yep.
Okay, so that was a major disappointment. I'm gonna put the old tensioner back in and hopefully it fires back up. Okay, now let's see if it works. Okay, this is attempt number 3 with the old tensioner set to a different setting. So, tensioner removed again. I don't know what try this is. That's not good. That's like something's free spinning.
All right.
Oh boy.
Come on.
Okay, so disappointing last night, but I've let the car sit overnight. My fear is that some gunk got dislodged and lodged somewhere else and popped the valve open, or a lifter stuck open, and it made the engine just spin freely. Now that's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is that it cools down and I go fire it up for the first time today and it just starts right up. But either way, let's see what happens. This is after letting it sit for one night. Okay, after a brief moment or two, the valve cover is now off and we can see really if the ATF fluid did anything. And so far, doesn't look like it. Let me get a light. You can kind of see this looks maybe a teeny tiny bit better than it did before, but we've got just as much crap as we ever did in here. So what we're gonna do now is perform a compression test. Nope, wasn't doing a thing.
Nothing.
Okay, update on what's going on. First cylinder, obviously no compression, you saw that, so we pulled another spark plug. Also no compression, different compression meter even, it just still nothing. So a couple of things could be happening. One, a valve could be stuck open. Like my initial theory was that, you know, some gunk got freed up, got somewhere else and is kind of holding a valve open. But probably not likely considering none of the other cylinders have compression either. So what could have happened is the ATF or something else could have gotten in there, and there's so much blow by going on that it got into the piston ring or something, either caused it to shrink, break off, something. And now there's just no compression. So, okay, hours have gone by, not even joking. Lots of different things have been tried. We tried some BS with some air. It was a great idea. Not sure if it was the problem before, but previously, no compression, right? And I know a lot of you are probably screaming, dude, it's because you're out of timing. Well, it was out of timing. So we kind of did an experimental way of putting it back in timing, and now I'm gonna try the compression test again. And if we have compression, we might just be in business. Okay, the new tensioner is on again, and the timing should be correct. So now I'm gonna turn the ignition, and as long as that timing chain doesn't jump when I do this, we should see some compression. So let's give it a whirl.
Nope. No compression.
It's off, and every time I bump it, it is slack for a second, and because it can't build up enough oil pressure to make that tensioner shove itself, it skips teeth, and you know, now we are where we are. So, gonna have to figure something else out here. Okay, so to kind of wrap things up here, we retimed it, tried it, jump time. Retimed it, tried it, jump time. So we retimed it one last time, and I was turning it by hand, and it's still jump time. So my thought is that it's got a guide broken, or somehow the chain has stretched. I don't know. But either way, this is now my issue, and all of that other stuff is now a minor problem. It stinks. This is what happens when you mess with something that was running. And, well, you know, here we are. This was a lesson. Was it the ATF that caused this? I can't say. It doesn't make any sense that that was the case, but it did happen after doing that, and it hasn't run right since. But unless you guys want this video to be like 60 minutes long, I think I'm gonna have to cap this here, and we'll rejoin this car when I eventually get it running again on another episode. All All right, well, now you guys are all caught up. I have my current hair, I am in my current clothes, and this car is not currently running. Now, was that the fault of doing the automatic transmission fluid flush? It's hard to say, but one thing's for sure is that was the last thing I did to this car while it was still running just fine. And then I changed the oil, and well, here we are. It's pretty weird. I don't really know what about the ATF flush would make the timing chain that much looser, or it's unlikely that it would have caused any of the guides to break, so I'm not exactly sure what happened. All I know is the issue is still very much timing chain related, and well, I took a running car and I broke it with automatic transmission fluid. Now, I am determined to get this car going, if you can't tell by now. I was so close, and then I screwed it up, and now I'm gonna make it right. But one thing's for sure, I really appreciate you guys watching this episode. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm really close to 1,000 followers on there, and that's super exciting. I try to post little previews of what the upcoming episodes are going to be about on there, so be sure to follow me there. Like me on Facebook, join my Facebook group. It's a fun place to share memes, and I'm usually in there interacting in the comments. And other than that, be sure to like on this video. It greatly helps my performance on YouTube, and comment and share, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys on the next video. Yeah, let's take it to the parts cleaner. I've been dripping oil on my pristine paint over here, and I just can't have that.